Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. Okay, so in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the 5 ways that a Pisces can become famous, whilst also providing some real life examples. So with that in mind, this video is specifically addressing the Sun in Pisces person, because the thing about the Sun within astrology is that it can provide you with an indication into the ways in which you are seen. So how you illuminate, how you shine, looking at your self-expression. But also the Sun sign can show you or provide an indication into the ways in which you gain applause and attention and approval for what you bring to the table consciously. Ultimately, it is your Sun sign that can be really represented with your purpose as well as your direction in life. However, before we do get started, if you would like to know more information all about your Sun sign along with your Sun house, as well as your Leo house within the natal birth chart and your 5th house respectfully within the natal birth chart, then I have created a Leo season / Leo archetype ebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide a link to that ebook in the description box below so that you can pick up your copy today. Okay then, so with all those introductions out of the way, Pisces, let's do this. So the first way that a Pisces can become famous is for bringing you into their world of make-believe. Now the thing about Pisces is that they can have these wild and vivid imaginations, and so in this way they can be highly creative people, but yet it's their creativity that can completely break free from all boundaries. So often what you'll find is that whilst yes, they might have a great idea in their mind, as they go to actually express or share that same idea with others, others might not understand it so much because, well, it doesn't make sense to that other person, but it sure makes sense to the Pisces. Or maybe not. Then again, maybe it's not so much about explaining the idea or about understanding the idea, you know, so them or others understanding it, but rather it's about feeling the idea and being moved by the idea. For example, right, a Pisces could suggest an idea with you to just dance randomly or sing randomly, and maybe they ask you to, I don't know, get up, dance, show us your moves. And you might think to yourself, well, why? Especially if you're a self-conscious type of person, you might think it's silly or maybe a little bit embarrassing, or especially if you've just met them and you don't really know them very well, or if you just don't see the point in doing it, you know? You might see it as impractical. But not to the Pisces. The Pisces is more like, does there have to be a reason for everything? Just get up and feel it. And so the whole point of this exercise is to forget about the judgments that you place on yourself and simply just move your body to get fluid and really feel, to just go with the flow, you know? So bringing this back to the make-believe, well, as you are dancing, the Pisces could be like, imagine you're flying in the air, let yourself go. Or imagine you're in a nightclub and it's just you on the dance floor and nobody else. It's these types of things that can then help you let go. Let go of the external world. Let go of all the harsh words that are swirling around in your head, and just to simply be present with yourself. When it comes to the types of creations then that a Pisces, well, creates, keeping in mind that the Sun in astrology represents how we create, well, Pisces can create content that encourages others to let go and be present, to escape into a world of wonder and a whole lot of color. Take for example, YouTuber and Pisces, I Has Cupcake. Her real name is Tiffany Herrera. Now she is known for uploading the popular Minecraft series, Minecraft Oasis, and according to a source, she is known to be really funny, adorable, ditzy, clumsy, and bubbly. I know, right? All very Pisces characteristics, and she's even tried her hand at makeovers on her channel with videos like PAC-MAN Makeup Look and Minecraft Creeper Makeover. Plus, she's even created zodiac videos, which I just had to mention because hello, this is an astrology channel. And so some of the videos that she's made so far are Zodiac, CAS, Leo and Sagittarius, where she turns Sims into their zodiac signs. A really famous Pisces person to mention here is actually Steve Jobs. I mean, he did co-found Apple, and he is widely known to be the greatest inventors of our age. And even though he is no longer with us today, well, there is no denying that he changed the world with what he helped create. Take a look at the iPhone, for example. How many people have one? And if you think about it, it's a world of, well, make-believe within that device or gadget. And therefore, this is really an example of a Pisces who invented a world of make-believe and placed it right into the hands of humans everywhere. And this leads us on to the second way that a Pisces can become famous, and that is for their chameleon personalities. Now, by definition, chameleon means to change your opinions or behaviors according to the situation. And you can find with Pisces people that they are very good at doing just that. This quality makes them adaptable and versatile, resulting in them being able to take on different life events and scenarios pretty well. Well, of course, depending on the mood that they're in. Or at least this is how it might appear above the surface. Because sure, yeah, a Pisces might be really good at presenting a certain image to you, the type of image that they want you to see, but underneath, well, there is no knowing how deep it goes. For example, a Pisces might be very good at putting their own issues and complications to the side if they see you hurting or sad. Or they might have this attitude of, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go into all of these different aspirations and these dreams. But then you go to them a week later, and it turns out that they went back to that guy that they swore to death that they would never go back to. Of course, this is merely one example, but this could play out in a number of ways. So, bringing this full circle when it comes to them being chameleons, well, you could be with a Pisces having a conversation with them, and then next minute, another person enters the room. Pisces adapts. Another person enters the room. Pisces adapts again. 100 people enter that room or are in that room, and Pisces is flooded with so much stimuli, sort of shifting and changing, trying to be all things to all people. But if anything, they just want everyone to get along and for there to be peace. But of course, it's not as simple as that. See, Pisces can be quite sensitive. So if the energy in the room is kind and accepting and embracing, then they will be sensitive to these things and they will feel all nice and calm inside. But then the moment that the energy in the room becomes harsh and aggressive, they can also be sensitive to these types of things. And so they might then feel scattered and a bit irritated. And if they do feel irritated, they can have these pretty aggressive streaks to them. Oh yeah, Pisces people can cut you down to size if you piss them off. But let's actually take a look at some examples of some Pisces who exemplify this chameleon energy quite well. Let's look at YouTuber Pisces Nikki DeJagger. Could be pronouncing that wrong, but she is from the channel Nikki Tutorials. And she is a beauty vlogger, and she gained online popularity in 2015 after her YouTube video The Power of Makeup went viral, and this video actually inspired many other videos of people showing their faces with and without makeup. So she is an example of a makeup artist who can do makeup for any occasion, and she, like has Cupcake, likes to get into the make-believe as well, with videos like turning myself into a Bratz doll, colourful clown skull Halloween tutorial, and Hello Kitty skull Halloween tutorial. Oh yeah, these Pisces sure know how to bring the magic to their creations and encourage the audience to make their fantasies and dreams come true. Another example though of this chameleon personality is YouTuber and Pisces Rachel Levine from RCL Beauty 101. Now she started out as a beauty guru, posting DIY, fashion, food and lifestyle videos, but according to a source, she is very famous for her funny videos, particularly her expectations versus reality series. I know, right? So Pisces. But she, like Nikki, not only changes her face, she changes her entire look from head to toe. For example, she has a series where she swaps outfits with other people. She also has a Disney princess series and a superhero series, keeping in mind that Pisces rules over these types of things in astrology, so ruling over the likes of film, fantasy, art, music, dance. The third way that a Pisces can become famous is for how romantic they can be. Pisces energy, Neptune energy, sort of represents eternal, boundless love. So looking at unconditional love. However, when it comes to putting unconditional love into practice in, well, reality, today's world, things become somewhat more complex. Because what you can find with Pisces people is that they might be surrounded by toxicity, but don't walk away from it. It becomes this I'll save you type of attitude, or this pity party type of attitude, and so their unconditional love can often be misinterpreted with martyrdom, with sacrificing themselves in the name of love. Then again, it's the same boundless love that paints many visions and fantasies and dreams within the mind of the Pisces. And so this can result in this striving for the living of that dream to become a reality for them. And they then can become these hopeless romantics, this person who doesn't take love for granted. Take, for example, Pisces poet and novelist Victor Hugo. He was a dramatist of the Romantic movement and was considered one of the most important of the French Romantic writers. And you can find some of his most famous works within the novels of Les Miserables and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So what was the Romantic movement all about, you might ask? Romanticism was said to be a reaction against the Enlightenment age and also against the 18th century rationalism. And according to a source, Romanticism emphasized the individual, the irrational, the imaginative, the personal, the emotional, visionary, and the transcendental. But following on from this point, however, if I recall, YouTuber and Pisces Supreme Banana, well, she created her own poetry book titled Silence, Poetry, Photos, and a Fuck ton of feelings. And it reads in the description, Silence is a tale of a young woman's turbulent quest for sanity, covering topics of mental health, sexuality, existential questioning, addiction, and love. And this leads us on to the fourth way that a Pisces can become famous, and that is for, well, their addictions. And interestingly enough, well, addiction can be blended very well with the likes of love and romance, where one can become addicted to a person. And if we even look at Pisces singer Kesha, she has a Pisces sun and moon, she did sing the song, Your Love Is My Drug. And actually this addiction can extend to many other things, such as an addiction for food, an addiction to shopping and spending, an addiction to caffeine, or in the extreme cases, addiction to drugs and alcohol. So let's jump right into some examples to explain this one. Super famous Pisces, Justin Bieber. Now he apparently was addicted to Xanax, and he did this to try to numb the feelings of shame that he had while living a life that didn't quite match up to what he'd grown up with. And let's also not forget Pisces, who was Kurt Cobain, and he massively struggled with a heroin addiction. Then again, it's this same addicting attitude that can extend to things like, well, their creations. So music, film, whatever the Pisces is creating, they may have this very addictive quality towards that thing. You know, when you're so in it and you're in the flow and you're not thinking about anything else, there can be such a high that can come with that, and that can be quite addictive in itself. And by this, I mean that a Pisces can just become so immersed in what they are creating and not even have to think twice about it. So resulting potentially in them being amazing performers, writers, actors, speakers, band players, and so on. Or better yet, maybe the audiences become addicted to the Pisces. So for example, Pisces legend Jon Bon Jovi, he's the founder and the frontman of rock band Bon Jovi, with hits like It's My Life and Living on a Prayer. But I actually found on Facebook a page titled The Bon Jovi Addiction. But you know what? It could be that these Pisces, that they actually go on to help others battle their own addictions. So let's look at Pisces Chris Martin from Coldplay, for example. Apparently, he staged an intervention over Lily Allen's drug addiction. And he also admitted that the band have all struggled with alcohol and drug issues. So with these examples, yes, it could be suggested that the Pisces becomes addicted to things themselves, or others are addicted to them, or that they help others with addictions. But overall, it could be suggested that they're addicted to what they do. And the fifth and final way that a Pisces can become famous is for their psychic abilities. See, Pisces have this thing about them, right? Where they can have a premonition about something. So they could have this strong feeling that something is about to happen, for example. And if they really tune in with their fine intuition, things just might become more clearer. For example, you might be hanging out with a Pisces and they may say something like, I knew this would happen, or I was just about to say the exact same thing. Heck, you can get Pisces people who are clairvoyant, where they just sort of gain information right there on the spot without a single notion as to why or where it came from. Now, of course, I'm not saying that all Pisces are these walking future predictors who are all seeing and all knowing, but when it comes to their spiritual practice, whatever that might be, they just might gain some appraisal or attention for what they create through their spiritual practice or through their psychic abilities. These practices or these beliefs, they could be in connection with their psychic abilities. They could be in connection with tarot cards, for example. Could also be connected with the likes of astrology or astronomy. And it was Nicholas Copernicus, and he was an astronomer, Pisces, at the time. But it was him that formulated a model that placed the sun rather than the earth in the center of the solar system. So not only did he master knowledge of astronomy, but he also looked into mathematics and medicine and theology. But the final example that I want to use to close off this video today is Pisces Edgar Cayce. Now, he was a clairvoyant who answered questions on subjects such as healing, reincarnation, wars, Atlantis, and future events, whilst he was allegedly asleep. He basically gave psychic readings to thousands of seekers while in an unconscious state, and he also diagnosed illnesses and revealed lives lived in the past. Oh, and one more thing, when it comes to this reincarnation stuff, well, Pisces David Wilcock, who is a professional lecturer, filmmaker, and researcher of ancient civilizations, consciousness, science, and new paradigms of matter and energy, he actually believes that he is Edgar Cayce reincarnated. Some websites even have articles out there addressing the comparisons between the two men. But still keeping on David Wilcock, well, he also experienced psychic synchronicities from a young age. So at the age of 5, he had his first out-of-body experience, and by the age of 16, he experienced an ongoing series of lucid dreams. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video on the 5 ways that a Pisces can become famous. Now, if you do have any thoughts and opinions on today's video, then let us know in the comment section down below. And with all that being said then, thank you so much for watching, thank you for subscribing, and if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then go right ahead and click that subscribe button. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!